All right. Now on the third crazy way to vet your micro creators. I showed you the first way using Social Blade. Iman spoke about this. And then Iman showed you the manual way with a bit of a twist that I put in. And those are the first two ways. Now we're on the third way. I've been using this website for the last 3 years. Okay. So in the last exercise where we did the manual way, I found a professional footballer, okay, who had an amazing profile that I would have loved to analyze just a little bit more. But because he's a pro footballer, I don't think it would be helpful for us to analyze him. Instead, let's go over to the model because he was the second best choice, okay? This is all for practice sake, okay? These are just examples. So we head over to not just analytics and you log in and we put in the user's name, the user's URL. Boom. Hit enter, let it load, profile added. That means we are the first people to analyze this account. No one has analyzed this account before. I'm guessing that's why it's loading a little bit longer. And this is good because it means not a lot of people are looking at their profile, okay? Which opens up a door for us. Okay, so it's taking a bit. Okay, here we are. Here's their profile. Before we even look at the analytics, I think not just analytics is an amazing platform, and just look how good that looks. Okay, so here we are. We have the amount of followers that we can easily see on their profile, the average likes that they get, which is very impressive. That's something we should look out for. Let's have their social blade. Okay, looking at their social blade, it's very similar. Okay, social blade says 7.8% engagement rate. Okay, this one says 11, which is even better. I would trust a social blade score because social blade is so much better at analyzing engagement rate. The reason why I want you to use not just analytics is because of the following things that we're going to look at in just a moment. What I love about Social Blade is this graph. Okay, it tells you exactly the total follower growth. Okay, you could track this. You could head over to their page and figure out which content actually made them grow a little bit more. Okay, we'll give an example. Right now we're on 7 days. Or how about we do 1 month? Okay, this is looking at the last month, and as you can see, they're in an uptrend. If you see this uptrend, that's the first green flag that you need to approach them because this is impressive. Okay, but then you can head over to here. Let's have a look. Okay, on the 21st, they got a little bit stagnant. Okay, and then it went boom up. You see that 21st, 22nd. Something happened during that 24-hour period that made them go even higher. If we bounce back to their profile and look somewhere between the 21st and the 22nd, we will spot exactly. Let's head over. This is okay. So let this load. I don't know. Okay, so let this load a bit. We're gonna look at it just now. Okay, but you can track what viewers like and use that to your advantage to create your ebook or your video course or your live stream crash course. Okay, based on what they like. If during this 24-hour period they posted a video on, I don't know, the catwalk or how to dress or how to smile with your eyes, I think that was one of his videos, then you could use that and put that into a live stream course. Let them go live for the next 3 days talking about how to smile with your face. A lot of people would buy into that. A lot of people would join in because, between these days, they jumped up to, I don't know, about 30 something followers. Those 30 people are more than enough. If you approach them and say, hey, I saw you like this video and you followed his account because he spoke about, a certain topic, I would like to invite you to a live stream where he will be talking about that specific topic. They will join fast because they're interested. If they followed someone because of that topic, because of that video, if you have a live stream about it, they will join instantly. Let's head over here. Let's find out what happened during the 20th and the 21st. Look at that. Okay. On the 20th, he posted a video. I can't watch it now, but the demonstration matters the most. He spoke about something in that video that gained him 30 more followers than usual and kept him in an uptrend. Okay, I hope this all makes sense to you. Let's go back to our secret website, because there's more stuff. That's just the first thing that what I like about Social Blade. But let's head over. Okay, this is the daily growth. This growth is measuring the amount of followers. Okay, it's the same as this one here. Okay, but that one's the total. Okay, let's have a look here. There's 215 a week. Okay, just imagine this. If 215 people a week follow this guy, if you spoke to him and said, I would like to create you a PDF, a 20-page PDF on a certain topic about modeling for everyone who follows your page, okay, we will send them a DM with a special code and a special link for them to buy the product at a discounted price. Discounted price. Okay. And let's say that ebook was even $5. Okay. We're not going to go crazy. Let's say $5 for every single new person that joins. $5 by 200 new followers is $1,000. That's $1,000 every week just from new followers. Okay. And all this is why I like not just analytics. They show you everything in graphs. Okay, this is not so important. You would have to be a member to unlock all the stuff here, which is really crazy. This application really does some crazy stuff, and they have analyzed the page already, and they have their top 3 reels. These top 3 reels is what's carrying the creator, and you would want to use that to create your next digital product for them. Okay, but I'm not a member, and you don't need to be a member. All you need to know is this, right? Now we're over to one of the cool stuffs about not just analytics, and that's the hashtag. I know hashtags are dead, but hashtags also give you a certain peep into what people are actually either searching for or looking at, and you could use that exact same word for your ebook. Okay, for this particular creator, they're not using hashtags a lot. On the other creators, I'll show you another example. Okay, remember that creator that was talking about dating? Here's his profile. Look at this downtrend, okay? First indicator that you shouldn't work with him. You don't even need to look far, just exit and look for another micro creator. But the reason why we're looking at him is because I want to head over here to the hashtags, okay? This creator is using a lot of hashtags, and this could be very helpful for you. Why and how? Here it is. You're creating a digital product for them, but you need a bit of inspiration. Instead of going over to ChatGPT and saying, give me names for an ebook or for a course, you could head over to Not Just Analytics and have a look at some of the hashtags. They will help you with names for your digital product or even topics. Okay, we're looking here, hashtag tips for men. Okay, we could create an ebook about tips for men. Okay, about dating. Okay, advice for men, self improvement. All right. Grooming tips. I like that. Okay, you could put into ChatGPT. I like the phrase grooming tips. Put that into a name for my ebook. You see how helpful that is? And look, the creator has used men's lifestyle 6 times. Okay, that's why it's big there. You could use that as well. We're not going, oh, there's acne here. Look at this. Okay, they used it once, but I think that would be an incredibly untapped niche for a lot of micro creators. There's a lot of people who are struggling with acne. I struggle with acne, and creating a digital product about acne would be so great. And we've just gotten an idea from not just analytics, just from nothing. Okay, so head over to the site and have a look. Now we're at the third and most important part of why I love analytics and why it's such a secret website. We have a look at post reactions. We have this graph here that shows, okay, let's go back to our model. Right, that's better. We're looking at each of their videos, and there is a bar right next to them that compares the amount of likes versus the amount of comments. Okay, so earlier on we established that they weren't getting a lot of comments, and we can see it in this graph. There are more likes than comments, which means that it's either their content is not challenging enough, is not challenging them enough, with questions or forcing them to interact. He's not asking questions in his video, or he's not controversial in his videos. People like to comment on videos when there's something controversial. Okay. And I don't think he's doing that. I think he's doing a lot of content that I call like content, that makes other people entertained and happy. And that's why he gets a lot of comments and not a lot of likes, but not a lot of comments. This is helpful because straight off the bat, it tells you which videos people like the most. Okay. So you have a look at this little part here. Okay. Head over to their page, scroll to it, and you can find exactly where that video is. You could watch that video and find stuff, find helpful pointers for your next digital product. By the way, we haven't messaged them yet. Okay. So all this information would be so cool when we do message them. You could comment on that video and be like, hey, this is a cool video. And then 3 days later, you could shoot them another message and say, hey, I really loved your video about XYZ, and and then pitch to them. Okay. Later in the course, we're going to look at pitching and how to say, what not to say, how to warm them up before actually pitching to them, and even how to handle objections. I think a lot of people message people hoping that they'll say, yes, I'll work with you. Of course, I want to make money. You want to make money. Let's do this together. But I don't think they're ready for the objections. Like, just off the bat, if a content creator says to you, I don't think this is a good time for me, what would you say? You would say, oh yeah, that's fine, super. No, if somebody says no, if a micro creator says no to you, they don't actually mean no. They're saying, give me more information so that I can say yes. Okay. We're going to learn all the objections that will come your way when you start messaging micro creators in a later session, in a later video. Okay. So if this interests you, stay on the community, ask questions, and keep watching these videos. If you've been watching these videos for this long, I am so happy. Not just for me, but for you, because it actually shows you're interested in learning more. So applause to you, salute to you. I'll shake your hand if I could, but you're doing an amazing job. Keep doing it. It's people like you who keep trying to open the door of success, and one day it will open. Just don't give up. Okay. Let's chat soon. Now we have a lovely system to vet micro creators on not just analytics and Social Blade. But for some reason, all this information Iman Ghazi could have given you, but for some reason, you always get stuck. The next video that I'll be posting is, why do you always get stuck? I have a good reason of why you keep learning and never actually achieving anything. It will be in the next video. The video will literally be under 10 minutes. This is where I tackle your number one problem of why you cannot achieve a remote job, a second-hand job, a side job that pays you well. All this in just a 10-minute video. So pumped that you're part of the group. If you're learning, you should be practicing. So now I've given you a Social Blade tutorial, or not just analytics tutorial, and now we're about to tackle why you always get stuck. So I hope you're taking all this information and you're applying it. The group is there for you to communicate and to interact and to network. If you have any questions, message someone. And if you need help, I'm right here. But I must mention, if you want to get more done and you want people to push you to get the job done and take what you've been learning and actually apply it, I would suggest the VIP group. This is where we take information and put it into application. It would be so awesome to have you in the group, but at the end of the day, this is super optional. I just want a handful of people to join the group. It's open to anyone to join, but you need to make up your mind whether you want to stay learning or you want to start executing.